For the next few pages of our books, we're going to be working in perspective. So we're going to start in 1 point perspective. So first I'm going to find the 1 point. This is a drawing technique that makes objects appear as if they're going back into space. So for the first part, I'm going to find out where the center of this square is. You will need a pencil that has a pretty good eraser on it and a ruler to do this drawing. We're going to be working inside of this square here. And so I'm going to go from corner to corner very lightly at first because remember I'm going to be erasing a lot of these guidelines, the guidelines that I put down. So corner to corner. So very, very lightly. So that'll find the center point of the square. Okay, from that point, I'm going to go in, and you can kind of see step by step here what I'm going to be doing. And so I'm going to draw another square inside a smaller square inside of the square that goes from point to point. Now you can measure in. If you want to measure in, it's probably about 1.25 inches or so, maybe even less than that, maybe 1 1/8 inches. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it, just keeping this line parallel to this, but I'm going from here to here, and then from here to here, turning it from here to here, turning it, and then hopefully these match up when you get up here, here to here, so that you have another square inside of there. I'm going to make these lines from the corners to the corners a little bit darker. Now, you could also, it doesn't have to be a perfect square. You could just draw a rectangle or another square inside of the square and then just match up the corner to corner. It'll also work that way. Just corner to corner and corner to corner. Okay, so remember that everything that's in our room here is always going to go to that point. That is our 1 point. And you can see that these guidelines here in the middle, I don't need those. That's why I drew them very lightly. I'm just going to erase that. And so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to make a door over here on this side. I'm going to draw a line however high I want the door to go. So I'm going to make the door go up to about this point. And then to draw the top of the door, remember that whatever you draw, it needs to go to that vanishing point. So I'm going to have the top of the door going toward the vanishing point, okay? I don't have to draw it all the way. It's just I start at the amount that I want for the door. Then I'm going to draw the other side of the door. Again, I'm making these lines parallel. So there's my door on one side of the room. Now, on the other side of the room, I'm going to add a couple of details here. Maybe I'll add like a door jamb. I'm just going to straighten up this line. It's a little bit wonky. Let's make it like that. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to make a door jamb. So the area around, remember that it needs to go to that point, that vanishing point. Okay, so there is the door. I'm going to add a window over here. And so the same thing, I'm going to start with the line that's closest to me, And let's say I want my window to start here and it's going to end here. Okay, you can make your window however big you want the window. I'm going to leave some room down here because I'm going to put some things in the room. But remember that both of these endpoints, endpoint and endpoint of the line, always have to go to that vanishing point. So I'm going to have have that, draw it very lightly, have this, go to the vanishing point, draw very lightly. Now I need to show, right now my window goes on forever. I'm going to show where the end of it is. We'll put the end of it right here. There's the other side. So again, those are extra lines here. Now this could be a window, or maybe it's a picture frame. Maybe there's a picture on your wall. That's going to be up to you whether or not that you're looking out of a window. Remember, these lines always need to go toward the vanishing point. Remember, matching up this like that with the vanishing point to draw that part. And then the other ones just remain vertical, straight up and down. Okay? So again, that can be a window where you're looking outside, or it might be a painting that's on the wall. I'm going to leave that up to you. Now for the floor, what you're going to do is down here at the bottom, we're going to measure every half an inch, every half inch. So half, 1 inch, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. Okay, so every half inch, I'm just putting a dot right there. All of those dots are going to go to your vanishing point. So very, very lightly. And again, I'm just moving the ruler, making sure that they go to the vanishing point. So I'm making a hardwood floor. So notice how I'm just drawing where the lines will be on the floor, and the other part, I'm drawing it very lightly because I'm going to erase that. Okay, so we have these lines going across. Now I'm going to find how this goes back in perspective. I'm going to go from corner of my floor, back corner, to front corner, and draw very lightly, again, because this is just a guideline. And wherever these intersect, wherever they intersect, that is where I'm going to draw a line as if, well, this one we're going to make it like a tile floor. So you could leave it like that if you just want to do a hardwood floor and leave it like that going back into space. But if you want to do a tile floor, then wherever there's an intersection, so there's an intersection right here, I'm going to make a line. And then there's another intersection right here. I'm going to make a line. And then another one right here. Make a line. And another one here. Make a line. And another one here. Make a line. So I'm looking at the intersection between this, and that's where my line will appear. Okay, between that diagonal line and the lines going back into space. Make a line. So again, there's the intersection right there. Make a line. Another intersection. Make a line. Okay, actually I'm just going to leave it like that. So it appears as if the tile is going back into space, and then you can erase your guidelines. So again, you can either leave it like the hardwood, or you can create the tile floor. That's up to you. Now I could get really fancy and do every other one black, like a black checkerboard tile. And so now comes the creative part. Now inside of your room, you're going to add, is there a lamp hanging down? Is there a bed in here? You can even go like this and show that the door goes back into space back here. So what is inside the room? Is there a bookshelf? Is there a table with a lamp? You get to add whatever you want inside the room now that you've drawn out the room. Okay? So have fun with it. This will be the next page, the first page of perspective in your books.